all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
Right now at 6 o'clock, the state has released both a report and some limited body camera footage from the night 2 Bristol police officers were killed. And amongst other things, it shows the incredible heroism of the surviving officer, Alec Iarato.
And how the Bristol community is coming together to support the families of Officer Hamsey and Sergeant Damonte.
And another reason to be bear aware. We'll tell you about the latest incident to happen in Connecticut. A boy attacked, and more on what you can do to have them steer clear of your home.
Yeah, scary situation there. We'll have much more in a few minutes. But good morning to you. Thanks for being with us this Monday here at Fox 61 America Areas.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning. We're starting with the forecast. Meteorologist Matt Scott joins us right now here at 6 o'clock on what was, at least for me, a foggy drive-in.
It's still a little fogged.
A bit. Like the floor was about 15 feet up, so I wasn't driving through it, but
which
under
if you know, Tim Lammers is 15 feet tall, so it run right into it. Good morning to you. A lot of fog this morning, but you know what? The weekend was fantastic. I mean, the weather was awfully nice. That was then, this is now. We have a much cooler, a much wetter forecast taking over. Here comes the cool down. Scattered showers today, tonight, into tomorrow. And then we have a slow temperature rebound, which is a good thing because the numbers are down today, significantly cooler than what we saw yesterday. 47 in Hartford, 52 in New Haven, 51 in Groton. We're down to 42 in Torrington. Just a touch of rain starting to move into the western side of the state. I'm going to zip down, show you the live radar out of Greenwich. That's, Byram, Greenwich Avenue up to Cos Cob, maybe. That's it. And we only point that out for the road warriors who are heading southbound on 95 into New York City. You're going to run into that. There's more coming, not from this cluster, although we're watching that develop. But the storm itself is well off towards the north and the west, up over the Great Lakes. So that's going to be spinning a lot of moisture this way. And it'll pick up later on tonight. So plan for some showers, kids, especially later on. Your soccer practice, your cross country, your football practice, maybe a little wet, if not in jeopardy later on. 45 now, 58, that is it. Later on this afternoon as the high schoolers get off the bus later on today. Stand by. A lot of temperatures in the 50s. When you factor in a little wind, Warren Zenzi, you're going to feel even colder than that. We'll talk about it coming up. Right now, let's check the roads.
Yeah, you were just talking about Fairfield County. We're following a crash on the northbound side of I-95 in Fairfield County, right in the Norwalk area. We're going to bring you right out there right now because it is causing quite an impact for the morning commute on both sides. Right now, we know that this is in Norwalk. The left-hand lane and the center lanes right around after exit 13 are closed at this time. We could see the backup right there on both sides. The side on the right is the southbound side, so the crash is further in front of this camera. So definitely be mindful of that if you are heading in this area because it is causing quite an impact. In the Hartford area, though, things are looking good. A little bit of delay on Route 2, but overall, right near Rentschler Field, there's a little bit of a backup just because of construction, but Hartford and Weathersfield, I-91 north and southbound looking fine, as we could see right near Great Meadow Road, exit 26, 91 north and southbound moving just fine. Over in Waterbury, I-84 east and westbound, same thing following suit. Now that construction has cleared, things are looking good in New Haven as well. 95 is looking good. A little bit of delay on the southbound side of I-91 as you're approaching that 91-95 split. We'll check in again coming up at 6:30, but for now, Tim and Erica, back over to you.
Well, this morning, a new report and body camera footage are giving us a better idea of what happened the night 2 Bristol police officers were shot and killed.
And a third officer injured. The fallen officers are 35-year-old Sergeant Dustin Damonte and 34-year-old Officer Alex Hamsey. 26-year-old Alec Iarato was treated for his injuries and has been released from the hospital. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro was joining us now live at the Bristol Police Department to break down the latest report from the Office of the Inspector General. Angelo, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. And we do want to start off by warning people at home that this video is very difficult to watch. Some of the details in this report, very difficult to hear about. So if you do have to take a second, step away from the TV. We do want to give people time to do so. All of this painting a clearer picture of the senseless tragedy that unfolded last week. Among those new details, it was Officer Alec Iarato who shot and killed the suspect.
Shots fired, shots fired. More cars, send everyone.
This morning, scenes of terror coming into focus.
Officer shot, officer shot.
The Office of Inspector General releasing only about 2 minutes of Officer Iorado's body cam video. It shows the moments after he, Sergeant Damonte, and Officer Hamsey were shot. According to the office's report, the 3 officers responded to 310 Redstone Hill Road last Wednesday night at about 10:40. That was based on a 911 call believed to have been made by the shooting suspect, Nicholas Brutcher. Officers went to the side door of the house and spoke to Nicholas's brother, Nathan Brutcher. They ordered Nathan to show his hands and step out of the house, and as he stepped out, gunfire erupted. According to the report, Nicholas Brutcher fired well over 80 rounds, attacking the officers from behind, fatally shooting both Sergeant Damonte and Officer Hamsey. Officer Iorado was also shot in his leg, but he was able to make his way around the house and back to a police cruiser. From there, he fired 1 shot, hitting and killing Nicholas Brutcher.
1 down. Suspect down.
The Office of Inspector General says evidence collected so far shows that Officer Iorado's use of deadly force was justified. The officer had surgery and was released from the hospital late Thursday morning. In a very emotional display, he attended Sergeant Damonte's procession in crutches on Friday. And the Office of Inspector General also noting in that report that this investigation is still very much in those preliminary stages, as more details about what exactly happened that night, they still need to be sorted out. Reporting live in Bristol this morning, I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61 News.
Angelo, as we try to make sense of this tragedy, so many people are coming by, showing their support at that memorial behind you. Can you give us a closer look at all of the things that they've brought there to the police station?
Yeah, and this scene, just as beautiful as it is heartbreaking, take a look for yourself. This memorial growing hour by hour, flowers on display, balloons, signs, pictures of these 2 officers. An incredible, incredible display of support for the police department, this community, as everybody continues to mourn and come together to support these officers' families. And this morning we've seen several people stop by, pay their respects as this memorial continues to grow, guys.
It started just within hours of the first reports coming in, and as you can see, it has grown nicely, Angela. Thank you. Okay, as for the funerals for Officer Hamsey and Sergeant Damonte, Bristol police said there will be a huge joint funeral for both of them. That's Friday at Rentschler Field in East Hartford. It's scheduled to start at 11 a.m. And if you want to go to pay your respects, they ask that you get there no later than 9:30. They don't want to have to deal with traffic at the time everything is starting. As for Officer Hamsey, his calling hours will be Wednesday in Terryville from 12 to 8 p.m. at the Lyceum on Main Street. That's according to Scott Funeral Home.
Meantime, Bristol-based clothing store is just one of many local businesses doing what they can to support the families of the 2 fallen officers. DK Movement is going to donate 50% of all online sales through the rest of the year to the Bristol Police Heroes Fund. Owners Kelly Houston and Derek Jones use the brand as a way to support various local organizations, including homeless resource centers. And the 2 also live in Bristol. They saw firsthand the impact that Officer Alex Hamsey and Sergeant Dustin Damonte had on their community.
We lost 2 great people who were so immersed in the community, and they, my cousin's son, he was part of the cadet program, and Officer Hamsey was his mentor. They affected a lot of lives here in Bristol, and it's important for us to remember that.
Police officers in general, they need our support. And as a minority business, I want to say we always back great police officers like these people were and are, and their families, and we got to continue to do that.
The Bristol Police Heroes Fund is used to help families in the event of a tragedy like this one. And we are going to have continuing coverage for you throughout the week as we honor and remember Sergeant Damonte and Officer Hamsey. We have more on the officers shot, the timeline of the situation, and how people all around the state are remembering these fallen heroes. over on our website at fox61.com, the Fox 61 News app, and on Fox 61 Plus.
In Westport, both students and staff at Staples High are mourning the loss of a beloved teacher. Michael Sansor, a technology education teacher, died in a car crash on I-95 in Old Lyme Saturday, and his son was also critically hurt in that crash. The superintendent issued a statement yesterday saying the school will be offering crisis support to students, staff, and families. A 10-year-old boy is still recovering this morning after he was attacked by a bear. This happened yesterday morning in Morris.
Yeah, a Deep spokesperson says Encon police and Connecticut state troopers responded to a call just after 11 a.m. Now, not a lot is known about exactly what happened leading up to the attack. The boy was transported to a local hospital and is expected to be okay. The bear, which was still near the scene, was found and was euthanized by Encon police. And here are some tips to help keep bears away from your home. We've said it so many times before. Don't give bears food. Avoid feeding pets outside. Clean your grill after cooking. Also, wait until the morning of trash collection to bring out your garbage cans and your trash cans. And always keep your trash in a container with a tight lid and store them inside of a shed or a garage.